Yes, sir. We're back in the house. Can I get a 5x5, please? I'm just gonna pop into the chat, see what's been going on. Morning, everybody. Yes, it is morning. It's 11 a.m. Currently here in the UK on the 15th of July. Cool. Thank you. Thank you, my beautiful darling. I appreciate that. Awesome. So we're getting out there. So audio and visual is good. Seriously, appreciate that. And right, let me just remove that off the screen. Right, cool. Okay, people are joining on board, and yeah, we got some stuff to talk about prepping, right? Yeah, this stuff. Whilst we're waiting for people, there's 200 here. Once we got a decent amount, we're going to get going. So if you're watching the replay, skip forward if you want, or just hang out. It's all good in the hood. So yeah, what happened yesterday with the Trump thing? Bloody hell.
Holy shit. Holy shit. It's about time the Limeys have a good guy going for the prime minister spot in the UK. Hallelujah. Praise the Lord. Sweet baby Jesus. It's about time. It's about time. Seriously. How cool is this?
But not only that, we've heard from Potato himself. Unbelievable.
Here, I'm not sure what M it's, I don't know what year, funky something, hem, earvobes or something. Shit, I've forgotten. Or shit, I don't know.
Really? Yes, we are living in clown world. What are the odds that someone who can't even talk coherently become president of the United States? Of course, the whole world is a stage, including that stuff yesterday. It is. Anyway, here's my views about all of the stuff that's going on, how crazy it is. And this is a very short video clip emphasizing my feelings, personal feelings, about all of the stuff that's going on.
Hi, man.
What are you doing?
I'm drinking wine and eating cheese and catching some rays, you know.
Am I bothered? Am I bothered? Wow. Okay. Awesome. So we're getting people coming into the chat. Do you know how difficult it was to do that AI thing with Biden? Because every time you want a pause to be long, you've got to put a full stop. And it took me about 20 takes to get that right. So yeah, it's more difficult to make someone retarded than normal. Believe it or not, how paradoxical is AI with that simple conundrum alone? I know, it's crazy. I'm going to look into, we done a poll. Wow. I asked the question, what videos would you like me to make? News, kit reviews, survival tips, or wild camping? The overwhelming majority is news. Wow. Which is crazy. Okay. No worries at all. So that's what most of you guys want me to do. Which is really strange because I was dabbling with the idea. Thank you, Joe, for that super sticker. Appreciate that. I'll come out of the chat because it's really distracting. All right. So yeah, I've been doing some thinking. It's off the back of that video yesterday, and it went crazy. I've lost 533 subscribers based on that one video yesterday. Very, very controversial, and it triggered a lot of people. A lot of people, I feel, didn't listen to that video. It's only 20 minutes in its entirety, where I outlined all I wanted to do was to make people think about the points that I was raising, and based upon the information that I had at that time, is what I knew personally, and I put it out there. Now, the weird thing was news was coming out in America during the live stream about certain other things, which I had no idea about. And I literally got shot to shit in the comments. I had to block about 30 people plus. Loads of people unsubscribed. I got 533. This was this morning. It's probably more now. So it just goes to show how easy people get triggered and how easy someone could allow themselves to get so offended where they feel they have to literally rant and rage and jump up and down and shout. Now, I spoke to my partner a little bit about this yesterday, and we agreed that, can you imagine if you was to walk down the high street, or you're in a pub or in the supermarket, No one's ever going to come up to you and say, I disagree with everything you say. You're out of order. You don't know what you're talking about. You're dangerous. You know, I hope you and your family get loads of crap. No one's ever going to do that. But people feel that they can on a keyboard in the privacy of their own home, workplace, car, or whatever it is. So it just goes to show, can you imagine? Just propose this in your thoughts for now. How lots of us and some people behave online in the comment section and stuff like that. Can you imagine if that was switched to real life? Can you imagine how screwed up and violent the whole of society would be? Just like that. I know. Keyboard warriors was one. But anyway, looking through some of the comments, there was one guy, I think, who unsubscribed. It's fine. It's no problem. I've got big shoulders. It doesn't matter. To me, it's all about quantity. It's all about quality over quantity. I'd rather have decent people subscribe to my videos who are capable and able of critical thinking without allowing themselves to get triggered and behave like children. I would rather have them as friends and subscribers rather than people who just go along believing whatever the mainstream says. They feel threatened when their opinion is challenged, and it's unbelievable. It's very childlike. It's pretty much reminiscent of the behavior you would expect from a primary school playground, yet these are grown adults. Crazy. So yeah, this one guy, he said, I really miss your old videos when you done all of your hints and tips, all of the kit reviews, and you tested them all when you was outdoors and your wild camping. You know, I love all of those videos, and you know, all we get is the news. You know, news. But the weird thing was, since I started my YouTube channel in 2012, that's come off of a 4-year awakening process, heavy research, and I concluded that we absolutely need to start preparing, because the future, from all of the information that I've uncovered in that 4-year, and it was intense. I was spending many hours every day just solidly reading, watching videos, researching, cross-referencing, making notes. It was an intense time between 2008 2012. Like I said, I concluded prepping is a seriously good, commonsensical idea. I would rather turn my disposable income at the time into tangible assets, which I feel are going to be very important moving forward. And to be fair, I'm absolutely so glad that I did, because the current financial situation for myself, there's not a single shred of chance I will be able to start acquiring all of the pieces of kit and equipment, food, and all the rest of it, which I think I'm going to need, me and my family, moving forward through uncertain times. Now, if you seriously think that between now and 2030 is going to be fine, nothing's going to happen, well, I just beg to differ, and we are free to do so. All I'm saying is just have a good long look around where you live and the world in general. And how does it make you feel? Does it make you feel safe? Do you feel prosperous? Is everything good? Or can you see things falling by the wayside, as it were? So I was starting to think, do you know what? I used to do all those videos. Then 2020 happened. So in my opinion, 2020 was a key turning point in this YouTube channel, to be fair, because I didn't feel good in myself continuing to talk about survival techniques, prepping kit and equipment, wild camping, you know, leisure videos, whilst all the time the real shit hit the fan has already started. Things were starting to fail from 2020. It didn't sit right with me just going out there wild camping. It's basically, look, there's stuff going on. People consider me to be one of the leading, if not the leading prepper in the UK. And they're looking to me for help and advice. So if I'm just going to ignore my fan base and just go out and do wild camping and not talk about this shit that's hitting the fan right now, it's almost like I'm cheating myself and everyone else. It's pretty much getting splinters on my ass, sat on the bench, keeping my mouth shut, and just worrying about myself and not even risking talking about anything political. And I've always said from day one of my YouTube channel, don't talk about politics or religion. Why? Because people get out their prams so easy when you start to talk about religious things and political things, because everyone holds their opinions so tight to their chest that anyone who speaks out against it just can't handle it. They blow up. It's embarrassing. I think it's embarrassing. And of course, it's all down to people's personal journey, their awakening, their growing, their expansional process of hopefully when they feel they get to the point where they don't have fear anymore. If someone said to you, why do you believe in Jesus? You're an idiot. And they're going to go, oh, no, you can't say that. But when you get to a fearless based thought, internal working awakening, someone would say that and you go, fine, it doesn't bother me, because you can't take from me, and you can say all you want, they're just words. It's fine. The other person who said those bad things will, oh, I'm expecting you to be enraged and stuff. It's not happening. So the person who says it's fine, it doesn't bother me, they get empowered, and the bully or the lunatic gets depowered. And I just think it's a more logical way of thinking and way of living when you just don't worry about things. I don't care what I look like. I don't care. It doesn't. People can say the amount of abuse that I had yesterday was unbelievable, shocking, absolutely disgusting. Loads of comments were disappeared. People got blocked. People couldn't hit the thumbs up or whatever it was. It was all sorts of stuff going on. Now, I believe that there was some sort of AI bot program released yesterday when all of this shooting thing happened with Trump. And honestly, anyone who made any content on any social media platforms talking about theories or anything against the bullshit lies which the mainstream media put were automatically having these bot comment programs just automatically launched into all of the social media networks. And I suspect lots of people who got blocked, they weren't even people. They weren't even people. They were just AI programs to just literally set the cat amongst the pigeons and stir shit up. I mean, that's exactly what happened. So when you get to a place where you don't resonate with fear so much, it wasn't so much of a problem at all. Should that have happened, say, 4 or 5 years ago, that would have really done my head in. It just goes to show when people are on the right path and the right journey and they're growing and expanding and learning, finally, I think the pinnacle is the fear. When you start to lose the fear, things don't bother you. And it's great. You can really have a much better quality of life because you're not worried. Because one of the key things which lots of us have is worrying what other people think about ourselves, whether it's what we say, how we look, all of the rest of it. Don't worry what anyone thinks about you. Honestly, that's one of the best tips I could ever pass on to anyone. Don't worry about what anyone says about you or what anyone thinks about you. Don't. Because all you're doing is you're using your energy, empowering that negativity, and all you're going to do is make it worse. So you're going to be really doing your own head in. It's that simple. So, like I said, I didn't feel right during 2020, 2021, talking about wild camping and doing some kit reviews and things like this, whilst all of the real stuff was happening. It just didn't sit right with me. So much so that my YouTube channel skyrocketed from 160,000 subscribers to 134,000 subscribers, because I was talking about real things that matter rather than, putting my head in the sand and just setting up a little camp in the woods and not talking about the real issues. I just felt that was wrong. So I took a bold step and talking about the real stuff. And I've been penalized, I've been shadow banned. Loads of my videos automatically get demonetized now, and I have to remember to challenge them. Sometimes I win, sometimes I don't. But financially, it's very, very difficult. Now, if I was to go down the road of doing wild camping videos and things like that, I'd done it last year. I'd done it as a test. And what happened, it took nearly 5 or 6 days, say 7 hours a day, working like crazy to produce a really high quality polished video, which was nearly 2 hours long, that had 16,000 views. That earned about £70. £70, so that's £10 a day. So based upon the feedback and what people obviously wanted to watch, they've chose to like and watch all of the news stuff and the hints and tips and that sort of thing. But seeing me just, you know, relax and do some survival tips and stuff in a woodland setting, people just didn't want to know, which was it was a hard one to swallow, because it was financially easier for me to sit down, give my opinions about whatever news story was breaking that day, and that would make enough money for me to be able to pay my bills, just to stay alive, basically. You know, rent, food, fuel, all of the things that we all need to get. You know, I don't get zero benefits from the government at all. And don't forget, all income from YouTube, 40% of it gets taken away. So if someone said, wow, you've earned £2,000 in a month, that's amazing, I get 1,200. So ask yourself, how would you feel with £1,200 a month to cover everything? I mean, everything. It's a lot. It doesn't go far in this day and age. So it was just like, wow, I've literally been forced into a corner where I just need, one, to give people what they want, which is the news, and two, I have no choice financially but to do that just to pay the bills. Now, there's a few things which makes it hard for myself, not impossible. It's all financial, like usual. It's if I was to make videos, proper videos, not just sitting down here talking in front of a webcam. This is very easy for me to do. I'm talking about my camcorder, angles, lighting, microphones, space, backgrounds, proper videos. The lighting in this cottage which I live in is terrible. It's absolutely terrible. And in fact, this is the best that I can do currently at the moment, because when you start looking at proper lighting with diffusers and stuff, one, it takes up a lot of room, and I haven't got much room. I live in a very, very small home. And to have like tripods with great big boxes and lights and almost like tracing paper covering over it to diffuse the light cost a lot of money. And I don't even know if there's enough room. There might be, but it's going to be a pinch. So it's very hard to make videos indoors. Outdoors, I've found one of the most beautiful woodlands which me and my partner have ever been in. It was just astonishing. And in fact, if you wanted to watch that video that I done, I think it was like alone in the mountain forest for 72 hours or something like that. I've done it last year. The woodland was beautiful. It was just insane. In fact, those who you're watching now who saw that video will remember just how amazing that place is. It was, yes, it was a forest plantation. It was covered in moss, had a beautiful river going through it. There was hardly anyone ever that goes through there. And it was all natural, unsport, and it is a beautiful place, an absolutely gorgeous place. And myself and my partner went there, I don't know, wintertime, and the whole thing had been cut down. It literally just broke our hearts. So for me to try and find a similar woodland so I can do videos in the outdoors, etc., is very, very difficult. If you live in Wales, especially mid Wales, you know what I'm talking about. Most of the forests are on elevations like this, which makes it very difficult to film anything. 9 times out of 10, I would say, I wouldn't want to guess, but I would say at least 30% of all of the forests in Wales have been cut down in the last 12 months. It's that crazy. In fact, it looks terrible. You know, when you consider climate change and the heavy rains, which we all know we've had, you can absolutely see landslides, because without the tree roots literally holding the whole mountain or hillside together, when it rains a lot, it's just going to just wash it all onto roads. It's going to be a nightmare. But unfortunately, these are realities that happen. So one, I need to find money to get proper lighting. And two, I need to find a decent woodland that's not too far away so I can be alone and make high quality videos. I would absolutely love to do that. But one of the things which spurred me on to go back into that realm of thinking, I haven't made a decision yet. Thinking about doing some hints and tips, some woodland camping, some like survival and bug out skills, things like that. I've already done that. I've done 10 years worth of videos. And I think what's happened is new people have come to the channel and they haven't watched all of those. And I almost feel bad almost repeating all of those videos again where I've already made them. So it's a bit of a conundrum. Hence, that's why I've done that poll, which I'm looking at now. Currently, the poll says 49% news. So that is half of everyone watching. That's 318 people want me to continue talking about the news. 5% want to do about kit reviews. 30%, wow, doing survival tips. That's cool. And 16% want to do wild camping, which is strange because the amount of comments that I've had from people for years now, I wish you would do your camping videos. We love them. And only 16% have said they wanted me to do that. And the weird thing is, I think lots of these people who used to enjoy my camping videos and stuff, when I started talking about the real thing since 2020, lots of them people just unsubscribed and never come back. And I suspect that a majority of that section of viewers who disappeared were people who unfortunately walked around with that in 2020. So I'm very proud and honored that I've got a good community here who I would like to feel are aware preppers. You guys who watch my videos, I would like to think that you're aware. You know what's going on, you know how it's being done, and you're not stupid. You know what stuff you need to get in place to ensure you and your family's survival over the next 6 years. I am not sensationalizing this, because if we could all, everyone watching now, nearly 500 of us, if we can all automatically jump to 2030 and have a look around for a couple of days and realize all of the changes and then come back, I'll guarantee you, all of you right now would be shouting it from the rooftops to everyone that you know and love. You need to get ready. I've seen what's coming around 2030. And my God, you think you're prepared? You haven't got a clue. You haven't got a clue it's going to be that crazy. I'm not making it up. I just wish I could go to the future, film it all and come back and say, look, that'd be awesome, wouldn't it? But what we're going to do now is we are going to talk a little bit about what we need to do, as we need to start talking about prepping. We absolutely do. And this was awesome. I saw this from a friend of mine. Some of you know him already, Archaics. His name is Jason Brashears. This is a very interesting video. So if you want to see this video, there is a link right underneath this one so you can watch it for yourself. I think it's half hour long or something like that. And it's astonishing what's happened in Texas. This was only 2 days ago, 48 hours ago, this was filmed. It will blow your mind. It's just unbelievable. It really fired my thoughts into, do you know what? It's all well and good talking about the news and how badly we're being screwed, but we really need to start prepping now. You need to watch this. I'm going to show a little clip so we can watch it together, and we're going to go through some of the comments. It's pretty enlightening stuff, okay?
One day of normal. And here's the beginning of the second day, after we had one single day of bad weather. This is what I've been trying to tell my listeners. This is not a total systemic collapse of infrastructure. This is a temporary cessation. And yet already in one 24-hour period after a storm, every gas station and truck stop along Highway Interstate 45 from Huntsville, Willis, the Woodlands, Conroe into North Houston is out of gas. I'm on Louetta right now, which is in Spring, a little bit north of Houston. There's a few gas stations that still have gas, but they're not on the interstate. You have to go on Willis a little bit. This is amazing how fast this happened. People are out panic buying right now. There's total blackout across Willis. I live way out in the country in Willis. We have power out there, but during the storm, during the 12, 13 hours of the storm, I was on backup generators. I have 2 generators on my property. And look at this gas station. Oh my God. People are lined up. They're lined up on 3 different adjacent streets just trying to get in here. This is incredible. Incredible. I passed the gas station. Now look how everything looks. Once I pass the gas station. Another gas station up here. It's amazing. Most of the gas stations that I've seen were all had it's pretty bad.
Right, let me just see if you can hear me. Yeah, cool. We're going to go through some of the comments in it. It's pretty interesting. I've left a comment as well. I'm going to send them an email. This one's quite interesting. This was from Catherine Young. It says, I'm in Houston and I've not had power for 5 days. I have seen lightning anomalies like never before at 3 o'clock in the morning. Many gas stations have no power and are not operating their pumps. Hotspots is terrible, so Wi-Fi and internet. Have not seen the truck to restore power. This seems orchestrated. And even in my good old country boy mechanic said something's not right about this. It almost feels crazy that I'm able to muster up any sanity daily. As I know I will be okay. I was prepared, but something feels different about the past 6 days. So no power for 5 days. This was quite an interesting one as well. I considered myself a prepper for years and still have preps. I was a member of the prepping group and everything. But in the last couple of years, after the initial panic of the 2020 era, I had to leave the group. Too much fear porn. Problem is, they are also right about how bad it can get. I'm presently trying to find a middle ground about being prepared in the spirit and being prudent, not fearful, and also knowing that any gaps in my preps will be fine and my needs will be taken care of. And if not, it's just one life of many. I hate to suffer sometimes, but that's life. Wow. Honestly, the comment section is incredible. It just goes on. There's tons of comments. In fact, there's over 500 of them. So coming out of that, it really does hit home, because who remembers? I think it was 2021 when we had all of those fuel shortages. Do you remember when people were going around and there was rationing petrol and diesel and things like that? Lots of petrol stations run out. But this is basically off of the back of the power going out. Yeah, the power going out. So we're going to have a quick look, if I can see it on here, about just how vulnerable, delicate the system is. So I'm drawing your attention now to go into your search engine and put UK electric substations. And there's the first one that come up was a fire in one of these substations. So when these little things catch fire, there are all sorts of problems, especially in the local vicinity, and there is tons of them. Okay. Well, when you look at some of these places, look how secure they are. I'm taking a piss. Obviously, they are not secure. How easy would it be to get into this substation? Very, very, very simple. Okay. It's just basically not really secured. Yes, you're going to have larger ones and you're going to have better security. But to be honest, it wouldn't be difficult to throw something over this fence into there and in fact wiping out power to potentially tens or if not hundreds of thousands of homes. These things are not safe. They are not secure. And it's very, very easy for any group or radical lunatics to literally screw up power for everyone. It is that easy to do. It's just, do you know what? It's really just a matter of time before these sorts of things actually happen. So we have to ask ourselves, what would happen if I had no electricity for 2 days, which is what happened, which that clip I just showed you from Jason. 2 days without power. People were freaking out because when you think about it, what do you need? Water. Water is the key of life. Without water, we're done. Most of us get our water from the tap. But what happens when you turn that tap on and the water comes out, then it stops and you haven't got any water at all. And you go to get in your car and you realize it's in the red, I need to get some fuel. So you go to the petrol station and it's queues and queues of traffic trying to get fuel. What's happened is the electric has gone down. The electric has gone down for whatever reason, and there's no pumps, electric pumps pumping the water to your home. You can't get water. So you got to get fuel. All of the pumps there need electricity to pump fuel. You can't get fuel. You're running out of fuel now. So if you can get back, or if not, you're going to have to abandon your car. And in fact, when you watch that video, which I've just shown you, that Jason Brechers of Archaics has done, the link is underneath this one. So click or tap more and you can see that it's up there. Watch it. It's really insightful. And this was a true account which happened 48 hours ago in America. Power went down because of a storm. Okay. We all know how crazy the weather's getting and how easy it is for electric to be knocked out. Okay. I live out in the wilds. We get power cuts. Lots of you live out in the countryside and villages and you get the same. I know what it's like. After you're going through them, you look at the holes in your preps and you fill them accordingly to make sure that when they happen, and it will happen, you're going to be fine. Okay. But yeah, what other things would go down? Communications. If you watch that video, which Jason just done, he had to drive to pick up his dad miles away. He's 81. He had to go and collect him and bring him back. Why? Because he had no internet and he had no air conditioning and it's hot. As we know, the elderly and the youngest really struggle when the temperatures get high or when they get low. Okay, so we had to go and get him, bring him back to his place. He had backup power. He was sorted. He had air conditioning. His dad was fine. Just a very, very short description about how crazy and how quickly it can get. So communications, no one could use their phones. There is all sorts of stuff 2 times now over the last 6 months about AT&T, a big comms network in America. It's pretty much similar to BT that we got over here. The whole thing went down. Not only that, all of their details and data got compromised. So expect all sorts of crap to come down the pipe for AT&T customers in the US. Traffic lights. Traffic lights wouldn't work. Dangerous. Yeah, it all needs power. Cash points. Another thing which he really highlighted, and this is important because this is one of my messages which I've been mentioning for a long time now, is cash. Do you know what? When the electric went out across loads of area in Texas, people were going out with their debit cards. They had no cash. Sorry, the card reader's down. We've got no power. We can't take any payments. People took cash and they were fine. And what is the narrative which is happening in America? Same as us. Oh, the whole country's going cashless. You know, cash is old. We don't need it. It's too expensive to manage. It carries diseases on it. During 2020, all of this bullshit. Basically, they want everything, all power, to be electric only. Can you imagine that? If all of our lighting, heating, everything could only run on electricity. And what happens when all of the electric goes off? We're screwed. Because when you look at how delicate the system is, everything is interconnected. Everything is interdependent on other things. It's like a car engine. You got one item in your car engine that fails, the whole thing's gone. It's pretty much the same as the society. They want everyone to be reliant on electric. Outsource heat pumps, smart meters. They don't want people using gas boilers no more. They don't want people using wood burners no more. No, they don't. It's bad for the environment. Naughty. You shouldn't do that. Have a heat pump. Yeah. Make sure when you put a heat pump on that what it does is it brings warm air into your home, but outside it puts freezing cold air conditioned air out into the environment. Can you imagine 80 million homes or whatever across the UK all have their heat pumps going at the same time? Do you know how noisy and cold it's going to be outside? Do you know what that's going to do to wildlife and everything else? It's going to be a freaking nightmare. But nonetheless, that's what they want. Okay. What would be really interesting is to show you a clip of this. Now, when I used to teach survival as an instructor, I actively encouraged all of the students to watch this. And if you want to watch this, there is a link underneath this video. It's called Blackout UK. So if you go under the video, you can see that. You can click on that, and it's fascinating. This was done in 2013, 11 years ago. So some of the statistics and figures and information which is mentioned in that broadcast is well out of date. All you can do is add on to it, because things have changed massively since 2011 to 2024. I'm sure we can agree on that. So I'm going to show you just a short clip of this blackout, and I'm going to turn the sound off and talk through it just to sort of show some key points. Okay, so what we've got then is it's going to start from day one when all of the power in the UK goes out. So everyone's used to having their life. So 9 o'clock at night, without warning, all of the lights go out across the entire country. People are on their computers, boom, nothing. In the subways, at a nightclub, all of the power was just going off. Everywhere, everyone's computers, that everything is reliant on electricity. This stuff's really real, people. At a football match, all of the lights went off. Can you imagine if this was to really happen in the UK? Like I said, this documentary or docudrama was made in 2013, I think it was, 11 years ago. Yeah, everything is so delicate. Everything is interconnected. And when all of that goes off, expect people to go mental. I mean mental. The amount of problems that's going to happen is just completely unfathomable. It's so hard to imagine this scenario actually happening. But like I say, the more that they push and drive forward to make sure that the whole power output in the UK is electric only, like we saw, those substations are very, very insecure and very easy to be turned off. Very, very easy. So like I say, when you think about what water needs electricity to run through the mains distribution system. Okay, so if you've collected rainwater, if you've got water butts, IBC tanks, etc., great. But would you drink it straight from that if you hadn't had the foresight to get like a gas bottle cooker to boil water, or your little camping stoves, or wherever it is that you might have stashed away? The only way that you can really clean water is to boil it. But if you wanted to, if you had something like these, for example, these are awesome. Just quickly, these are made in the UK, and they purify nearly everything. So you can put filthy, dirty water in this, and you'll have 5,000 litres of clean, safe drinking water at any time. All you need to do is put water in there, okay? It will clean it and you'll be safe. Not only that, I think some of the preppers were saying to me, but what about like long storage? They said they even do these. These are vacuum mylar sealed, and they have a life of 10 years plus. So you're always going to have clean water. Don't forget, when the electric goes off, you're not going to get tap water. And unless you've stored how much water, just think about, that is 1 pint there. And if you were to drink 3 of those a day, that's just drinking. And that is a minimum. We should all have about at least 5 pints of liquid a day. And I'm not meaning alcohol, you lunatics. 5 pints a day is pretty much what we should all be drinking, okay? But what about washing? What about if you're growing your own vegetables and you need to wash the dirt off, etc.? All of a sudden, water is a very precious commodity. And we all know a few years ago when we had droughts in the UK, the reservoirs dried up, there was water rationing all over Cornwall and the southeast, hosepipe bans, etc. It does happen. And without knowing and hoping to have some consistency within our weathers and climates nowadays, I think people are taking a big risk expecting the weather to go back to normal like it used to be. But it's not. In the winter time, it's warm and it's wet and it's windy. It's not cold anymore. So what happens? More insects grow. Everything goes crazy because there wasn't that frozen reset to kickstart everything like it should do in the winter. Everything's changed with the conditions. We already can look out the window right now and we can see clouds. The other day, my partner and I, we went outside. It was a beautiful, clear blue sky and it was sunny and it was warm and there was no winds. Very, very rare in the middle of Wales, in the mountains. It's very rare to have that. So, yeah, we was out there enjoying breakfast early, etc. And then guess what? We started to see a few things appearing. And I'll tell you what, it didn't take long. And I mean, it didn't take long. Now, we spoke about this before. It didn't take long from this scene to turn into this scene. Unfriggin' believable. I would say we probably had about an hour and a half of beautiful weather. Then for the rest of the day, it was crap. This is not normal. This is being manipulated and it's not natural. So already we're at a disadvantage. Why? Because it pisses everyone off. It puts everyone in a bad mood. We should be having outdoor barbecues. We should be sunbathing. We should be camping in the woods and all the rest of it. But when you go out there and the temperature's a lot lower than it should be, and we haven't got that sunlight, vitamin D. So how's your immune system doing? Have you been taking vitamin D supplements? I hope you have, because when we start to see autumn go into winter, September, October, we are going to need to make sure our immune systems are top drawer. And I can't emphasize that enough. And of course, when things go crazy, because like I said, I've had power cuts. I know what it's like. And one of the easiest things for me is as soon as I wake up or get up or whatever it is, first thing I do is click the light switch. If there's no power, power cut. First thing I do is I'll go to this. I use this every single day. I've done video reviews on this. It's, in my opinion, one of the best power cut lanterns you can get. Not only that, this thing here is a power bank and it will charge up your phone, whatever else. And it's a beautiful, warm glow. It's not one of those disgusting white things. These, if you're interested, are available. There's links below for these. And not only that, they do all sorts of things. Someone was asking me in an email 2 days ago about non-lethal defensive EDC. And I've always carried this. You can tell by how used it is. It's a torch. And as you can tell, something at each end. And that is hardened, so you can break glass, etc. Really good. I know people are going to ask, this particular model is, let me see, it's the Warrior 3S by Olight. Loads of people that I know carry this one, and there's a Warrior 2 and a Warrior 3 Pro. There's all sorts, but these are fantastic. They're really good. It's got a magnetic base on the back, a crack cap on it. Really cool. There's, if you're interested, there's links below in the description box about all of that. There's discounts and everything. Because, like I said, leading through to 2030, we are going to need to look at our prep seriously and spend more time in focusing on the preps that we currently have and where we need to be. Because we can easily get sidetracked and spend lots of our time scrolling on our phones, looking at the news and wondering and worrying about what ifs. It's pretty much a cold stone certainty that between now and 2023, things are going to get increasingly difficult. I predict that getting information out to people online is going to be very, very difficult. We're talking censorship. I spoke about it in depth before. Davos, January 2024. Over the next 2 years, the World Economic Forum plan is to destroy any information which challenges the mainstream narrative. Any information online, whether it's medical, weather, crime, whatever it is, it's going to be shut up, cancelled, and silenced. I've had 3 videos being blocked, removed forever, because I allegedly spoke out of turn about how corrupt the system is and how it's going to affect us, the things we need to do to look after our loved ones and family. They deleted the videos. I looked about a week ago and I had 16 videos demonetized, i.e. no money coming in from advertising revenue for 16 videos. That was last week. Now it's every video that I do, within about an hour, it gets demonetized and I have to appeal. Sometimes I win, sometimes I don't. It usually takes about 10 to 12 hours for the review and the that procedure, to go through. And then sometimes it's okay and the video gets remonetized. And sometimes, if I've overstepped the mark talking about, the things that we can't really talk about, yeah, it stays demonetized. Hence, no money comes in. So it's really difficult to get this information and these hints and tips out there. So I'm going to have a look at what the poll is at the moment. So we've had 480 votes. 47% of people want to see me talk about the news still. 5% want me to talk about some of the things I just showed you, the kit and equipment, which are going to be really helpful moving forward. 32% are interested in survival tips, and 16% are interested in wild camping videos. So I would think still do the new stuff and all the rest of it, and I'm going to try and blend it in with hints and tips and some kit stuff, because there's so many people coming to the channel who haven't got a clue. They wouldn't know what a water filter does. They wouldn't know how it works. Removes fluoride, barium, heavy metals, all of that stuff. It's an amazing bit of kit. People just wouldn't know, because not everyone knows everything. And is the thing with the world of preparedness, new people come, they learn loads of stuff, they get what they think they need, and then they probably leave. New ones come in, etc. So even though it feels like I'm repeating myself, I've spoken about all of this back in 2012, about kit and equipment, my journey through watching reviews, looking at things that I think are going to be good. I go out there and buy the piece of kit, I bring it back, and I go out to the woods and I test it out, and I tell people the truth. That's when my YouTube channel started. 2012. We're in 2024 now, long time ago. So it was me spending my time and experience researching kit and equipment like torches and power cut lanterns and power banks, long-term stuff which sits on the shelf. So when the filter runs out, you can put a new one, you get another 5,000 liters. Spent a lot of time researching into these companies, and I'm really proud to hook up with any company in the UK. This, believe it or not, is the only water filter company that does portable, seriously good water filters. All the rest of them are made in China. Crap. I wouldn't trust anything made in China with water. And the reason I say that is, a long time ago, I contracted Giardia, a waterborne parasite. It knocked me out for 6 weeks. I lost loads of weight. It was horrible. Since then, when I found that company, the UK one, the Lifesaver, no problems at all. Excellent company. So there's no way I'm going to buy some cheap Chinese shit and recommend it to people, and then loads of people say, I brought that stuff that you showed about, that cheap one, and I've got a stomach bug, it's horrible, what shall I do? I don't want that. I don't want anyone to suffer, because I've done the freaking suffering for you already. I've walked the walk. That's why I can talk the talk. There's no way that I can advise anyone to get good quality water filters if I haven't experienced how freaking bad it can get. Now, when I was ill for 6 weeks, I was fortunate enough to be in the home, having time off work so I can rest and recuperate. Just imagine if the shit hit the fan and we're all leaving our cities because they're literally collapsing, falling apart, crime, etc. You want to go somewhere safe away from that. Can you imagine getting sick with all of that scenario? Being in the woods, in the countryside somewhere, away from all of the idiots, where it's all falling apart, people are killing each other. The last thing you want is to get sick. That's why I only trial, test, and recommend kit that I trust. And if people don't want to get it, it's fine. I'm not telling you to get it. I'm just saying I thoroughly recommend it. So just popping into this. Well, Carl McPhee, thank you for your support. I really appreciate that. Like I said, without help from people supporting the channel, this is difficult. But like I said, when you see already YouTube take 40% of all of your revenue, and then they start shadow banning you and blocking your videos and stopping all of the money, wow, it's not easy. It's not easy. So any help is really appreciated. I seriously appreciate that. So yeah, there is, wow, news 47% and survival tips. Right. So that gives me a good flavor. Thank you, 508 of you who have voted or took part in the poll. I always enable the replay. So if you guys are watching on the replay, you can swipe your little text box in the comment section on your phone from right to left, and it will bring up the live chat, and you can watch the chat as well, because people are really good in this community. From now on, I'm going to make sure that the only way, if you want to have any input in the live streams, is you need to be subscribed. Simple as that. And I'm going to do that all of the time from now on. So thanks, darling. Good to see you in the house. And yeah, don't forget moderators. You know, if you see anyone being disrespectful, rude, an attention seeker, or God knows what else, you can block them. You can put them in timeouts. There's only about 2 or 3 moderators who actually moderate. Lots of moderators don't do anything. They just chat, etc. So, you know, the moderators have got the power to put people in timeouts on the naughty step. They can block people if they're being really out of order and they're ranting and raving and being disgusting, disrespectful. Block them straight away. That's my help. And yeah, the moderators are great because, you know, you can copy links and paste them on there. It really, really helps people coming into the channel who don't know. It really helps them out. So the moderators are fantastic. All of you are brilliant. I really appreciate all of your help. There will be a live stream tonight. What is it? Monday. It's going to be 7 o'clock tonight. It's probably going to run between 30 and 45 minutes, and it's going to be a secret. So if you want to be in the live stream again, or take part in the first time, if you've just found this video, we'll see you tonight at 7. So that is awesome. I can't believe I didn't put the banner up there. Wow, because that's got the email address, etc. And yes, there are lots and lots of links and information underneath every video that I do. So if you want to just have a quick look and see what you need to learn or whatever else, click more and you go in the description box and you'll see a plethora of information to help. Okay, all free. So yes, awesome, awesome, awesome. Big up the mods. Yeah, moderators are awesome. Seriously good. So if you can share this video, that helps, because I'm being banned. On yesterday's video, people were being blocked, comments are being removed, people couldn't hit the thumbs up, people went to click on the description box and there's no description box at all. I've had 3 friends personally who said they've become unsubscribed from this channel and the notifications were turned off. So if you could just remember, if you can just take 5 seconds after this live stream ends to go and quickly see if you are still subscribed and you have the notification bell set to all notifications. And if you can, which really helps, I can't stress this enough, copy the share link and then stick that into your Telegram groups, your Facebook groups, your WhatsApp groups, your X groups, or whatever it is, or on your pages. It really helps, because the more people we can pull into this community, the more stronger that we are going to become as an online community. And one day, who knows, we could all have our own separate physical communities, because the way things are going, cities aren't working, are they? out in the countryside. People buy lands, they put farms on there, they build on there, they work together as a team. It's a lot less stressful. It's an easier way to live. Don't need all of the tech, all of the gadgets. Get some fresh air, get some exercise, good food, learn stuff, and be in nature. They are probably the best tips that you're ever going to hear anywhere. But it's true. The more that you do that, the more that you move away from grey, straight buildings, boxes, rooms, screens, technology, Wi-Fi, etc. The more that you move away from that, the better you're going to be in every aspect. So I'm going to cancel the stream now. I'm going to finish it because I'm in danger of waffling on. So again, guys, thanks for supporting the channel. All of the links are underneath. And don't forget, 7 p.m. tonight, there will be a live stream, and it's going to be pretty cool. I'm already looking forward to it. So you guys take care. Thanks for watching. Stay funky.